Kennedy, Simone. Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kennedy Simone here, and I am back again with another video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to be a part of Ken's crew, because we're the best crew, okay? So I'm rocking the natural hair today, as you guys can tell. I hope you guys like it. I felt like it was only appropriate because Spelman is the home of black girl magic, if I do say so myself, okay? So as you can tell from the title, this video is going to be all about my Spelman College undergrad experience, as well as my post-grad plans for after college. So you guys get to know my next steps, and I will be taking you along that journey as well. So definitely stay tuned to the end to get all the details, get all the real about my full college experience. Before I get too deep into it, I'm going to do freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, as well as my post-grad plans. So some quick highlights that I had throughout my college experience was definitely being in pageant. So winning Miss HH for my hall freshman year, as well as being Miss RHA for Spelman College, as well as becoming Miss Purple and Gold for the Psi chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Some other highlights was definitely homecoming freshman year, being on the stroll team. I also switched my major from health science to econ, as well as joining clubs, and I'm gonna get right into it because I want you guys to get the real deal on my Spelman College experience, my undergrad experience, as well as my post-grad plans. So let's get into the video. So like I said in the beginning, I told you guys that it was like a roller coaster of a journey, and I think that's with anything in life, especially college. It's going to be some ups and downs, but I will say freshman year was definitely an up, and y'all saw all of it. If you haven't already, I have a full playlist of my Spelman College vlogs. From freshman year to senior year, I vlogged it all, pretty much all of it. I mean, if I didn't vlog it, it pretty much wasn't too much going on, but freshman year was definitely up, and I vlogged pretty much all of it. So definitely check those out, as well as my college advice playlist. I have a full playlist that I'll link in the iCards. You can check both of those out in the iCards and in the description box below. But my freshman year wasn't up, and it started off with NSO week. Really, it started off with Spellbound, and that's where I met my roommate. So moving into NSO week, that was so fun. It was only freshmen on campus, other than, you know, the administration and RAs and upperclassmen that were, you know, a part of the NSO process, but pretty much everybody on campus were freshmen. So I was so excited because I knew that everybody was in the same position as me, and I wasn't going to be the odd man out, even if I didn't know anyone from back home, which I didn't. So the only person I knew going into Spelman my freshman year was my roommate that I met during Spellbound. So that was only one time anyway. So yeah, it was just a whole big thing. Moving day was so fun. I have a vlog about that, as well as NSO week. Olive Branch was definitely one of my major highlights. Also, just learning about our history was just a major thing for me, and that's why I feel like a lot of Spelmanites have so much pride in our school, because we learned about the history. We learned so much, and I will say that was like one of the best experiences for real, as well as some of the events and different things. So we also did have the brother-sister exchange or network. They called it different things throughout the years, but basically I got two Morehouse brothers. Love them both. I still keep in contact with both of them today. Super close with them. I really call on them if I need them, and they're there for me, I'm there for them. We hang out and stuff like that. One of my Morehouse brothers transferred to a different school throughout his matriculation at Morehouse, but we still kept in contact. I actually even visited him while I was in Houston, because he's from Houston. And my other Morehouse brother that did continue his full experience at Morehouse, I've been close with him, and we were on the stroll team at the same time for brother-sister dorms, Du Bois and HH. So we just had a great overall connection as well, and we're just into a lot of similar things, and we're both Libras. So, but yeah, I think that was a great thing. Even if I didn't immediately click with my Morehouse brothers right off the bat, I just made an effort, and I encourage you guys, if you are Spelmanites, to do the same. And then let's move into stroll, because that was the next thing throughout my freshman year. So stroll was a big part of my freshman experience. It really got me super involved. It got me really close with a group of people. My stroll team, my stroll coaches, my brother dorm, and their stroll team as well. I think that was a major part of my experience, and I wouldn't change it for a thing. Honestly, anything about my college experience I wouldn't change, because it made my experience what it was, and I'm so grateful for it. But yeah, so I was the tail for my stroll team, which is a leader in the sense of the group. So that was really fun. And my stroll team did win the stroll off, the freshman stroll off. So I was super happy about that. We hadn't won in years for my dorm. So it was really exciting that our team was the one to give us that first place, okay? But throughout the stroll process, I was in 2 different pageants. One of them being Miss HH. I think that was actually before. But basically it was like a small little pageant for our dorm. And I was the winner. So I was Miss Howard Harold Hall 2017-2018. And then I was automatically into the Miss Residential Hall Association pageant for Spelman College, and I was able to win that as well. And I got super close with the other hall queens, and we are still really cool to this day. The pageant moms, pageant dads, all the support system, and the RHA e-board at the time, we all were super close. So I really enjoyed all of those experiences. And then came homecoming, okay? Homecoming was lit. It was the first year in a long time that Spelman, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta University, and then it was so many other schools. I think it was Georgia State and Georgia Tech and the surrounding areas of Atlanta colleges that had their homecoming as well. So it was like this big Atlanta metro college homecoming week. Like, it was like all of us, we had our homecoming week in the same one. And that was, I thought that was normal, because you know, that was my first homecoming freshman year. But honey, that was the best homecoming ever. And I don't know if it was because I wasn't stressed, because you know, classes aren't as rigorous and stuff like that freshman year, but I had a blast, okay? So homecoming was definitely my favorite thing ever, especially freshman year, but definitely just in general, homecoming is just a time to be alive. And Spell House has the best homecoming, I will say. So if you know, you know. If you don't, come on to our homecoming, because it's lit. So first semester, I had a blast, but I will say my GPA did show for it. Also, I was adjusting to the college life. I was in so many different things. So my GPA wasn't the highest, but I will say second semester, I did turn that around. And throughout that first semester, I realized that health science was not going to be for me, and that's why my grades showed it as well, because I wasn't happy in the major that I was in. Certain classes that were prereqs and stuff like that, you know, it is what it is, but the major classes that I took my first semester, I just wasn't too happy about, and I just wasn't feeling it. I just knew, like, looking around at my peers, they were really into it, and I was just not feeling that energy. So I was like, let me go ahead, switch it out before, you know, things get too rough to where I have to, you know, double up some classes, take the max amount of credits and stuff like that. So if you feel like that, of course there's going to be challenges in every major, and I did experience those in econ as well. But if you feel like this isn't your purpose, if this isn't what you want to do, I suggest switching it as quick as possible, okay? Because it'll save you time in the long run. I switched my major from health science to econ my second semester, and it was definitely one of the best decisions, because I just knew that for my end goal, I didn't want to be in school for that long, for one. I didn't want to have to delay the process to get into the bag, okay? So it was just a lot of different things that I personally wanted. I wanted to travel more, and being a doctor and being in medical school, that's not really, you can't really do too much of that. And I personally wanted to get my life started, you know, mid-20s. I didn't want to have to wait till I was 30 something. So that's why I decided to switch to econ, and that's why I want to pursue entrepreneurship. I want to go into digital marketing, branding, things of that sort. So that's the route I'm going to be taking. So I decided to switch that over, especially because I was doing YouTube. My channel was growing. People loved my personality. I loved giving advice. I loved mentoring in general. So I just knew something along those lines would be what I want to do. So I'm just gonna, you know, leave the health science to somebody else. One of my good Spelman sis will take care of you at the doctors, okay? And then one of my last things that I want to touch on from freshman year was definitely my first Founders Day. Founders Day at Spelman College, and maybe other schools, but definitely my HBCU, Spelman, was amazing. Like, we have such a big, grand thing. We have a full celebration. We have our white dress ceremony where we all wear white dresses. The seniors, they wear their their cap and gowns for the first time. So it's just a big full thing. So I really enjoyed it. We had a really great bonding experience as a class, as a school. We were filled with so much joy. We were very proud of our institution, proud to be at our institution and a part of it, a part of the sisterhood. So I was super excited for my first Founders Day, and I vlogged that as well. You can see all of that in my vlogs. So that's why I'm not gonna touch too deep into detail, because you guys see the real when I was actually living it. So yeah, but that was pretty much my freshman year. I will say my experiences were definitely on an up and up my freshman year. Everything went exactly how I wanted to and more, because some of the things I didn't even plan, but it just happened the way it was supposed to. So now let's get into sophomore year. So I will say my sophomore year was like a down. So I went up and then I went down. And so freshman year was definitely the highest of the high, and sophomore year was definitely the lowest of the low. So I call sophomore year my year of no. So I had different things that I planned for myself for sophomore year, and pretty much all of them except for a few things were a no. My GPA though was up. Like, my GPA was on point sophomore year. I pretty much got close to a 4.0 both semesters. So it was good in the academic aspect, but my experience as a whole, I was definitely in a depression. So one of the things I will say that caused some of the sadness and some of the bad experiences that I had was that I lost some friends. So I think everybody in college has gained and lost friends, and that's just normal. That's normal in everyday life, but especially college, transitioning from freshman year to sophomore year is just very different. And then I had switched majors, so I didn't see certain people as often. But one thing I learned from that is that everything has a season. Not everyone is supposed to be in your life for all 4 years of your college experience or longer, and that surely wasn't the case for me. That surely wasn't the case for most of my classmates. So it's very much so normal. I just have become accustomed to change and embracing change in all forms. Everything I know is going to happen the way it's supposed to, and I just need to adapt. And so that's what I came to learn, and that was definitely one of the biggest lessons I learned my sophomore year. I will say I was in a few organizations such as Girl Power and Spell Reads, both mentor programs where we teach and mentor and uplift the youth in our community. So I was really excited to be a part of those organizations. It really got my mind off of things that I was dealing with at school, and it just really gave me a purpose, because as you know from my channel, giving advice, showing my experiences, I want to help other people. I want to be a mentor. I want to give people advice. I want to uplift people. I want to give people joy. That's what I love to do. That's just something I'm passionate about. I feel like that's a part of my purpose. And so definitely being part of those two organizations was definitely something I loved, because even my past jobs, I used to volunteer. I used to be a babysitter. I used to be a summer counselor. I used to work at a tutoring center. I used to volunteer with the youth, with my church, and with my grandmother's learning center. Like, that's just something I've always done, and so that's why I really enjoy doing that, especially on my college campus, bringing something that was familiar to my new home, which was at Spelman and in Atlanta. And it was just something I definitely needed in that year, because I had a lot of things going on, and I definitely was in a depression. I didn't talk about it too much. I may have touched on it, and you may have hinted at it throughout my vlogs, but I was definitely in a depression. And I will say that's something I definitely wish I would have done, was reach out to more of the people on campus, or reach out and talk about it more, because I kind of just held it in. I would talk to my parents about it, or some of my friends from back home, but for the most part I just kind of kept it in and just dealt with it. And I definitely am an advocate for always being like, hey y'all, if y'all need to talk to somebody, like, DM me. I may not get back to you like in 2 seconds, but I will always respond, like, because you never know what somebody else is going through. And if I were to be on the other end of that, I would want, you know, someone to respond and give me some type of time of day, whether that be a DM. Spelman offers counseling, so going to them, talking to someone back home, anything that makes you feel comfortable. But if you guys don't know already, then I'm definitely available. If you guys need to talk about anything and everything, if you feel like you don't have anyone, I'm here for you guys. That's pretty much what I want to emphasize on my channel, is that I'm just always here to help you guys. If y'all want to talk and chat in the DMs, girl, we can kiki. Definitely just don't hold your emotions in, whether that's good or bad. Let it out. Talk to somebody, get the help that you need. Everybody needs help, and that's not anything to be ashamed of, whether you're a male or a female. That's something I wish I would have done more of. I did come out of it stronger, but at the end of the day, I do suggest like reaching out to someone. But yeah, so overall, you know, I had a lot of no's, but my grades were up, and I did have a lot of good club experiences and volunteer activity that I really enjoyed. It really filled my heart. So I will say it was a year of down, but it wasn't all bad. It definitely wasn't all bad. It was a lot of good in that year, and it taught me a lot of different things, because I just knew things aren't going to be handed to you. Even though I worked my butt off to get the things that I did my freshman year, and things were just like, yes, 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 you got this, you got this, you got that. But my second year, it was more like, no, you don't meet this qualification, or you don't necessarily have what it takes to be in this thing. And that's something I learned. Work harder and then try again. And so that's just something I learned, and I feel like I became a better person because of it. So I'm not ashamed to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm not ashamed to talk about it because it can help somebody else, and that's what I'm here to do. So now let's get into junior year. So junior year, I was half in person, half online. Well, more so like 75% I was in person, and then the other 25% I was online due to, you know, the panorama. Junior year, I was in person from the start of the full first semester, as well as up until spring break of my second semester. So pretty much most of my junior year, but the last portion, the strenuous portion, the stressful portion, that was online. So it kind of worked out for me in my favor, because I was able to do pass or fail for certain classes, and I kind of needed that anyway. So, because junior year, I will say, was my toughest year academically, but I was on the economics e-board, and I was in so many different clubs that year. So I was super happy to be about that. And coming from my sophomore year, I was going to be intentional. I wanted to start the year off intentional. I wanted to just be like, okay, so I don't have as many friends as I would want, or I don't have the friends that I want in my life, so I'm going to be intentional about making friends. So I decided to join another pageant, and that was the Miss Omega Psi Phi pageant for the Bloody Psi chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I was like, I want to join this pageant because I know that'll be a quick and easy way to meet new people and make new friends, whether that be from Morehouse, Spelman, Clark. It was all of them, because the pageant girls, we were from Spelman and Clark, and the members were obviously from Morehouse. So it was a great way to meet people from the AUC. So I decided to join, and I felt like that would be a fun experiences. I loved the pageant experience that I had before, and I will say this was definitely different than my freshman pageant experiences. It was definitely on a whole different caliber, but it was definitely so much fun. Like, the whole goal of joining that pageant was to make friends, and then I found out the motto was friendship is essential to the soul. So it was just God kind of speaking to me like, this is supposed to happen. Like, this is supposed to be in your life. I did win Miss Purple and Gold. I am on the court currently because we don't have a new court yet. So it was a great experience, definitely. I was able to make so many great friends, so many great sister queens, so many great pageant sisters, pageant moms, pageant grandmas, pageant directors, everything. Like, it just worked out how it was supposed to. I had a great experience. That was definitely one of my favorite memories from my entire college experience, because it really picked me up when I was just at the rock bottom, or felt like I was at rock bottom. So I definitely appreciate that experience more than they'll ever know, or I've ever explained to them. So that was definitely something I really enjoyed. And then second semester, you know, it was normal, regular. We went on spring break, and halfway through our spring break, school's canceled, the world shuts down. Everything is just in chaos. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how long we're not going to be in school. So we were already on the spring break. So we were out for that week. And I think we were out for 2 more weeks after that, because they were trying to get acclimated to the online campus and everything like that, virtual, Zoom, everything. Because if you didn't know, my freshman year, the summer after my freshman year, was the first year they ever did anything online. And that was the summer. And I believe they only had like 3 or 4 or 5 classes to take over the summer. So they were just getting into the online thing, so they had to really just kind of kick it into a different gear. We were out for I think a week or two after spring break, which was already a week. So we had a good little break, I will say. And that was my toughest year academically, and I was definitely struggling that second semester. So if any semester I would have preferred it to happen, it happened exactly when I would have preferred it, because that was the year that I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. These classes are like on a different level. We had like labs, we had coding and things like that. It was all in that semester, and I was taking some rigorous classes, and I believe I took all econ classes that semester too. So it was a lot going on, but I was able to do the pass-fail option, so it worked out in my favor. And also, if you guys don't know or couldn't tell from my vlogs, I am an introvert. Like, I can be an extrovert, and I feel like I'm an ambivert, kind of a little bit of both now. But definitely freshman year I was an introvert. And then going, you know, matriculating through college, I became more extroverted, because you have to, being at Spelman, they make you kind of come out of your shell just to be a leader. So I didn't mind the online classes. I actually, you know, really enjoyed it, other than not being able to experience different things, such as like, you know, different clubs and organizations. Some of my volunteer things that I had going on was put to a pause because everything was just so like unknown. So that was the only thing I will say. But the online classes, the academic part, I did not mind being online. But that was pretty much my junior year in a nutshell. It was kind of like a up, down because of COVID, but for the most part it was a lot of positives for my junior year. So I will say that was like a up. So freshman year was up, down, sophomore year was down, junior year was up, and then the last part was down because of you know what. But yeah, so now let's get into senior year, senior season, class of 2021. Stand up, because we really did that in a whole pandemic, virtual the whole season. Okay, so let's get into it. So like I said, my senior year was fully online, it was fully virtual, it was fully during the panorama, and I was sad about it, because we didn't have our last homecoming, we didn't have our last Founders Day, we didn't get to walk under the arch, we didn't get to have our senior week festivities, you know, as it normally would have been. We did have one, but it wasn't, you know, how it normally would have been. Just meeting some of the alumni coming back, our last first day, all of that stuff was just taken from us. Like, everything was virtual. We didn't have anything on campus except for our cap and gown pictures, and we were only allowed to come that one day, that 1 hour that we took our pictures. We couldn't even take pictures on campus. We had to take them outside of the gate and around the campus, I guess. And I'm going back to Spelman to take my cap and gown pictures one day, because I want some under the arch, and I want some, you know, on the campus, because that's where I was. I was definitely very bummed out that we didn't get to experience a lot of our last, I guess you could say. But I couldn't focus on things that I couldn't change, as well as my class. We took it upon ourselves to create events and do things with our class. We had a Founders Day picnic, some 2021 different events that we had that some of my classmates planned from Morehouse and Spelman. So it was really something that we just had to make the best of, and that's all we could do. We couldn't focus on the things that we can't change, and we just had to move forward and do what we can while we can. Most people are going to be moving out of Atlanta, moving on to bigger and better things, as we all should, okay? So that was our last time, and that wasn't going to change whether or not Spelman was on campus or not. My economics senior thesis, it was 40+ pages. It was so long, it took the whole semester to write. That class was a whole ordeal, and that's just something, if you want to know the real, y'all can DM me about that. But it worked out. I passed my senior thesis. It was 40+ pages long, thick, okay, thick. And it was just, it worked out how it was supposed to. I got amazing grades this past year, my senior year. So overall, my journey at Spelman was a roller coaster of emotions, ups and downs, great successes and some failures, trials and errors. But it all made me into the resilient, well-rounded, well-spoken, inquisitive, knowledgeable Spelman woman that I am today, and I don't regret any of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't regret any of it because it made my experience and my journey at Spelman what it was. I definitely loved being an econ major. I loved being a Spelman knight, okay, a Spelmanite. Now I am a Spelman woman. Okay, y'all see the shirt, Spelman Alumna. We are definitely on the other side. I was so much better walking out of those gates than I was walking in, and I'm so grateful for Spelman and for my experience and for the people that were in my experience for that. And we are still, and was the whole 4 years that I was there, the #1 HBCU in the USA, in the whole country, okay? So I'm super proud to be a part of that sisterhood for more reasons than one. So I am just super proud to call myself a Spelman woman, a Spelman alumna. So now that I've gone into my full college experience, I will get into my future plans. So, drum roll please. So I will be continuing my education and obtaining my MBA, which is my Master's of Business Administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship and family enterprise from Louisiana State University, okay? Yes, we love to see it. So it is a very short program, so I will be graduating in 2022. So I'm super excited that it's just one more year and I'm done. It's a 10-month program, so 10 months to a year. So I will be graduating around this time or earlier of next year in 2022. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super happy to announce that I will be getting my MBA. Your girl will be double degreed, and so I'm super excited about that. I will be also getting my Georgia real estate license by the end of August or early September, so I will be finishing that up soon and taking my real estate exam. So wish me luck, pray for me, give me well wishes. I would really appreciate that. The encouragement really goes a long way for me. And my last and final thing is that I will be launching my new business, which is The Purpose Point. It is a digital marketing and branding agency. So the mission and goal of The Purpose Point is to help and teach entrepreneurs top marketing strategies and branding strategies to optimize their business using digital content, as well as helping them with graphics and branding services, coaching, one-on-one coaching, group coaching. I'll also be offering that as well. So definitely stay tuned. I'm looking to launch very, very soon. It will definitely be sometime in September, and definitely follow our Instagram page. It's at The Purpose Point. So definitely just follow us. We have a website coming soon. I'll have all the information linked down below as well. So if you guys want to support me in my entrepreneurship journey, I will have a YouTube channel for The Purpose Point as well, where I'll be doing marketing, branding, entrepreneurship tips, entrepreneurship vlogs, where I'm taking you along that journey, the behind the scenes of me becoming an entrepreneur and all the process along the way, as well as just giving you guys YouTube tips. If you guys want to be a YouTuber, marketing tips to how to brand your business, all of that information will be on that YouTube channel. So if you guys are into that type of information, definitely go to that channel and subscribe. I'll leave the information down below as well. But yes, that's pretty much all that I have for you. You guys got the gist of my full Spelman College undergrad experience, as well as my post-grad plans of getting my MBA, getting my real estate license, as well as starting my own business and becoming an entrepreneur. That is my current plan right now, as well as just traveling and living my best life, okay? Because I am finally done with undergrad. I'm just super grateful for everything and everyone that was a part of my experience. I definitely wouldn't have been the woman that I am today without going to Spelman. So yes, definitely, like I said, binge watch my college vlog series, binge watch my college advice series. I have so many things for back to school, back to college, new freshmen, incoming freshmen, already college students. Everything is there for you. I have over 200 plus videos, so definitely check them out. If you guys have any questions and things like that, definitely leave it in the comments, as well as give me some video suggestions. I'm definitely going to bring you guys along my grad school experience. So those grad school vlogs and grad school advice videos, those will be coming. But other videos, give me some other suggestions. Anything that you guys want to see, definitely leave it down below so I can know what videos to film and upload for you guys. So I'm super excited to continue this journey with you guys as I go to grad school, as I continue this journey called life. So definitely stay tuned and stay up to date with me on my Instagram, as well as turn on your notification for the YouTube channel. and comment below because I always comment back. So I will see you guys in my next one. Passion, purpose, prosper. Bye.
Kennedy, Simone.